Hello, we're back at Six Flags Great Adventure here. Gonna check in, see how those lines are, how the social distancing is. People are wearing masks, I don't know. Two things that I wanna check out right away. First of all, this Six Flags Universe, the store that used to be in the Emporium, that just reopened, so I'm gonna go inside and check that out. Also, I found a whole bunch of pins over at the store at the front of the park, and I wanna kind of splay those out and show them to you guys. Sorry about the wind here, but it's much appreciated because it's 95 and humid. So right at the front of the park here, we have the newly themed Six Flags Universe. Let's go check it out. They really opened up that place. It looked really nice. They got rid of I think there was carpeting around there before, which had been there for quite some time. The addition of a ramp is really nice. They actually removed like this big rock wall that I remember being filled with plushes. And so they added that, which is cool because I think beforehand you had to exit and then go up a hill and then re-enter if you wanted to get to the second level of the store. But I really like what they did with the displays and stuff. It looks a little bit sterile right now, unfortunately, but I think that they will add some more touches here and there. I was told that they had just reopened it this past Friday, so 2 days ago. Not bad so far. We'll see how that kind of evolves. Hopefully they get more signage and a little more things to bring some life to it. But as far as opening up that space, because it was very cramped beforehand, I think they did a great job. Now, I did pick up some pins, as I mentioned before, and I want to kind of sit down here, avoid these seagulls that are kind of picking up scraps around this area. I want to show you the pins that I got. First pin I have here is the classic Great Adventure logo. I think this logo was from like the 70s or something like that, but it's cool that they're doing this instead of like the generic ones where they could just replace the location of the park. It would have the Six Flags logo and then it would swap it out for America or New England, etc. Next up is an off-road adventure pin, which funny enough, the off-road adventure is a drive-through right now, but I appreciate that the Jeep actually is a little slider. It is on the small side. It's comparable to the ones that came out last year, and I wonder if this was supposed to come out last year because the ones I'm about to show you are kind of a completely different style. So I kept the slider pin out so you could just see the size comparison of what they've put out recently. This one has such a nice design to it. It almost looks like a premium one, like hard enamel rather than some of the soft enamel ones that we've been seeing. This is just a really nice design. Somebody paid money and hired a good designer for this one. I turned around because these guys were making a bunch of noise. I appear to have an audience. Hey guys, you want to collab on the next vlog here? Oh, that guy must be the influencer. He seems like he might be really hard to work with. Yeah, that's right. Talking to you. So in the style of those larger pins, they have made 3. An El Toro one, which looks really nice. I don't know about the multicolored people in the seats. That's a choice. King Ka, I like that it's almost scenic in nature. Just in the distance, there's the hill, and they actually have the train coming back over the second hill there. I actually really like this, and they put some clouds up there. It's a look. I like the design. However, this one for Nitro, I am confused about the giant sun there. Yes, actually, now that I think of it, because I've taken photos, the seagulls in the background still making noise. The sun does set somewhere behind Nitro. I don't know if it's this angle in particular, but it's an interesting design choice to have that giant orange circle there. But still, I appreciate that they're trying different things here, so I'm very happy to support that. Here's the last pins that I have here are some slider pins of El Toro and Nitro. I didn't see one for King Ka, and I think I'm going to head over to that store to see if they did make one of that, and I just missed it. And these seem to have been released recently too. I noticed that there were magnets and keychains in this style, and they seem a lot more intricate than the ones that were released last year. Whereas those were like $7.99, these are $14.99. And I mean, size-wise and quality-wise, there is a big difference because these don't appear to be that soft fill-in enamel. These ones have like a proper, I don't know how to describe the pins, but the quality is improved here. So while I'm sitting here, I'm also going to tell you about this ulterior motive that I have for being here. I have made plans to go to Cedar Point very soon, and so today has been kind of get my steps in, so I have the energy and leg strength to get through what I hear is a pretty big park. I'm gonna do 2 days over there and also look at their roller coaster roster and see which ones might be or have some sort of similar analogous version here at Six Flags Great Adventure. Experience those and try to put the favorite ones of mine here kind of fresh in my memory so that I have a good basis of comparison when I do go over to Cedar Point. And I have a lot of suspicions that, and I've heard other people this has had this happen, is that when they make their pilgrimage over there, that their top 10 or their favorite roller coasters change up a lot. So kind of what I'm going to be trying to do here is, again, just put some of my favorite coasters here at my home park fresh in my memory before I head up there. And then as well as checking out how the lines are and the social distancing and all of that. Since I am right by the lakefront here, I noticed that they have lined this entire thing with benches, which is really cool. I'm going to make my way over to the Joker now and see how that line's doing. So I'm walking by Joker right now. There isn't too many people in the line to really judge how they're doing with social distancing. However, I did hear some announcements directed at people making sure they're wearing their masks, especially telling them to cover their nose, which I appreciate that. Here's another interesting array of benches that they put out. Seems kind of random, semicircle-ish, I don't know, but I didn't notice this the last time I was here, so okay. Just got finished with Batman the Ride. That queue gets super stuffy when you enter the building. It's rough, but for a 27-year-old coaster, it still really hauls, and it's not the smoothest, I'll admit that. And these are things that I'm thinking about because Raptor over at Cedar Point is kind of the same build here, a B&M inverted coaster. So looking forward to comparing that and kind of freshening my memory on Batman the Ride. So I'm here at Nitro, and I couldn't tell if Cedar Point actually has a B&M Hyper, but they're doing some sort of maintenance or cleaning or something. I saw a ton of people just come out of the exit, and they told me that they're doing some sort of maintenance. So I'm going to check back in and see if we can ride this, but for now, we're going to keep moving on. So while I'm waiting to see if Nitro is up and running or is going to get up and running soon, one of my subscribers asked me if I could go meet Speedy Gonzalez again. But unfortunately, I haven't seen any characters meeting and greeting recently, even for like socially distanced selfies that I've seen a lot of other theme parks do right now. So I went over to guest relations and they gave me his number so I could call him and see how he's doing and check in on him, because I don't know if he's furloughed or what, but let's give him a call.
Monday.
Hey, Speedy. Hey, it's Andres from Thrills and Magic. How are you doing, man?
Hola, Andrés. ¿Cómo te va? ¿Qué más? No te he visto desde el año pasado. ¿Cómo está tu familia
Speedy.
y todo eso?
I don't think everybody that's watching understands Spanish. If we could go in English, please.
Oh, sí.
Yeah. I was wondering, how's your summer been? We haven't seen you at the parks at all this year.
Oh, no. I've mostly been at home watching the movies and Cantinflas. I study him.
Yeah.
And Six Flags, they don't call me. So there's nobody to meet right now.
Yeah. It's I remember meeting up last year. It was nice. I was kind of hoping to run into you this year, but...
No, I wish.
Right?
I haven't been able to do any running this year.
So how have you been spending your summer?
Well, I mostly been staying inside, away from the coronavirus. Mice can get it, I think.
All right. Well, it's good to hear from you, Speedy. I just wanted to check in on you.
Oh, sure.
See how your summer's been going. Hope to see you at the parks again real soon. But
Me too.
Until then, man, stay safe and be careful out there, all right? Have a great summer.
Adios.
Bye. As soon as I got off that phone call with Speedy, I saw that this had a really short line, so I got in and wrote it as quickly as I could. So now I have Nitro fresh in my memory. That first drop is amazing, the airtime is great, that hammerhead turn, and then the helix towards the end. There's just some really fun elements here. I think that as a whole, this is kind of a middle of the pack B&M Hyper. So I was looking at the lineup for Cedar Point, realizing that they have a lot of Intamin coasters and a lot of old Arrow coasters. They even have an old Arrow flying coaster, which I'm kind of excited about. The only other one that I've been on is the one, I think it's called the Bat no, I don't think it's called the Bat, but it's the one that's at Canada's Wonderland. Anyway, so I actually found some other roller coaster vloggers, photographers around here, and one is even wearing a Steel Vengeance shirt. This is Coasterlocity right here.
What up?
You're on YouTube and Instagram, right?
Yeah, mostly Instagram.
All right. And you're rocking that XT4, right?
Fujifilm XT4.
Man, that looks pretty.
You should get it. It's really nice.
I didn't realize that it had like all these different types of film simulations, which is really cool. And then behind me, getting ready to shoot is New Jersey Coasters, aka Jason, who you can also find on YouTube and Instagram. And he's got some killer POVs with some crazy stabilization rig, which is really awesome. So fortunate for me, I have found people that have actually been to Cedar Point while I'm trying to do my prep for Cedar Point. So I'm gonna get some tips hopefully, and we're gonna go start heading over to Ka and Toro and kind of put those fresh in my memory before I make my trip. When's the last time you went to Cedar Point?
Oh, it was what was that, last weekend? Yeah,
Oh, you were there just recently?
Yeah, it was because of my birthday. It was on the 26th, so I went
happy birthday, dude.
I went there in Kings Island.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. All right, so do you have any tips for a first timer? I know it's like a weird year because of this way the season's gone, but like first timer, I'm going. What do you recommend?
I'd say definitely go and get the. You have to get the access passes.
Right.
If you're lucky, it'll get so dead that they'll just say we're not doing them anymore. You can also, if there's a ride you really want to ride, like they'll let you in. Like for the first hour, they'll let you in because the access passes start at like 11, and then they also have them at 3:30. But basically, if it's crowded, you can get them all, but you're going to spend that whole time just riding the rides because there's no guarantee that you're not going to have to wait. Like Steel Vengeance, they were doing very well. Where it was like no wait.
Yeah.
But so, you might have to wait like up to an hour or more. So I would just like, you can start at Steel Vengeance if you want, but like if you try to get in line, it's going to be long. Also because they only let the hotel guests in through the Magnum entrance right now.
Oh, yeah, leave one.
So they're at an advantage, right?
Yeah, and then they also have these barriers up so that if you try to go the short way to Top Thrill Dragster, it's blocked off, so you have to go all the way around. So like you could start at Millennium Force, go to Maverick, and then Steel Vengeance and Dragster, or you could start at Steel Vengeance and go over to Maverick, work your way back. But it's best to get in line a little bit early. Especially for Steel Vengeance. Like at one point, at 3:30, the access pass line for Steel Vengeance was backed up all the way to the other train crossing.
Wow.
So,
thank you so much for that info dump. That was awesome. I didn't think I was gonna get so much advice, but we're right in front of Ka now, and because Top Thrill Dragster is like, I don't know, not too much different than this one, even though some people think it's a big difference. It's not a big difference, right? You've been on it.
People make a bigger deal about it. Okay, yes. It's a little smoother, but honestly, if you ride this in the front row, which is the only place I recommend for either one of them, to be honest, I won't really ride Dragster in the back again. One, it smacked my head into the side of the seat and like pressed me down because the G-forces are so high when it pulls out in the back, and the back is shaky. Yeah. So when people say this one is shaky and Dragster is not true. This one's just a little bit less smooth, and if front row to front row, they're both great experiences.
We got the front of the line pass, so what do you say we go ahead?
Yeah, because we're running out of time, Izzy.
Oh, you're right. He has
You're talking.
This guy has a train to catch too.
And Izzy's just like, I'm gonna go on.
So Kingda Ka was awesome. I got to go on the teal train, which just recently got refurbished. It actually had some new restraints on there that were kind of plush and gave me a little more range of motion in the shoulders so I could put my hands up. It was smooth in the front row, and from what Izzy was telling me about Top Thrill Dragster, they do run pretty similarly, but the Dragster in general is a little bit smoother, and to avoid the back row of Top Thrill Dragster, which I don't think I was ever going to do, I was going to be somewhere towards the front. Now that I have that freshly in my head for comparison, and thank you to Izzy and Jason for joining me for that little amount of time, because unfortunately they had to go catch a train. I'm gonna head over to what's behind me. We're gonna walk around and head over to El Toro, do a couple on that one, and I think we're gonna get close to calling this one. All right, so I just got done with 2 rides. El Toro, using the 2 front of line things because I did get a free upgrade with the Diamond to Diamond Elite or whatever. I forgot. There's like too many of those tiers, right? This one, there's not really anything analogous except to Cedar Point's offerings, except of course the RMC there, that's Steel Vengeance. I'm fearful that that might dethrone this one. We're gonna find out really soon about that. For now, El Toro remains my number 1 in my heart, and I'm scared that that might change. It's gonna be, there's gonna be some internal conflict in here and in here. But who knows? As far as the other stuff goes with the social distancing and the mask wearing, that was kind of abysmal. There's a lot of people with their noses out, a lot of people just wearing chin straps, and there wasn't too much enforcement until you got into the queues. The people that were doing the cleanings and stuff like that were doing great though. Everybody who's doing ride ops, everybody working here is doing great, as much as you can do. But obviously, it takes everybody else to kind of pitch in to make things safe. So it is what it is right now. I'm hoping that Cedar Point won't be as bad, but for now, guys, it is at your own risk. Be smart, be careful, because not everybody's being respectful of the guidelines. So anyway, all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.